Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well. I hope that your weekend is starting well. So, listen, I opened a few cards and kind of feel that we might be continuing on the reading of yesterday. You don't have to have seen the reading of yesterday, especially, but if you've seen it, I kind of feel that we might be once again in truly a healing reading, right? So the first card that came out here, it is the Two of Pentacles. This is talking about balance, right? This is talking about finding your equilibrium. How do we say? Your balance, let's say balance, right? The second card, which is in the place of relationships, partnerships, connections, your community, your family, all those kind of things, we have justice in reverse, right? This is why I kind of feel that we might be talking about what we talked about yesterday here. So being misjudged, having people treating you in a way that is not fair, right? We will get deeper into it with the tarot, get a little bit more information. But all of this might have kept you in some kind of mental prison, created a lot of stress inside of you. We have the Eight of Swords here. And at the end of the day, in the fourth position, which is the place of foundation and stability, so I take it back to the beginning of the reading, talking about your balance, maybe your inner balance. Maybe we are talking about your mind here with the Eight of Swords. We are talking about being in a mental prison, right? So it's the overthinking, it's the doubts, it's every time that you are having some kind of meeting with people. Afterwards, you are coming home and you are rethinking the whole exchange, wondering if you said something okay, not okay, or some things that they said that stay with you. You know, like a very, very high activity of the mind. We have here the King of Pentacles, right? So, this here, especially considering what we have, your balance at the end of the day comes from hard work, right? With the King of Pentacles, we are talking here, as said already, we are talking about a slow energy. With the pentacles, right? We are talking about manifestations. Manifestations, they don't happen in a second, right? If we are looking at the tree of life of the Kabbalah, wait, I have it here. In fact, here is the tree of life. The pentacles, it is here is the pure energy, right? Then we are going into the fiery energy, right? This is the impulse. I lit the candle, right? There is some kind of new idea and I'm going with it. Then we are getting into the water element, the emotional part of it. Then we are getting into the air element, which is the mental thinking, planning, communicating, and then at the end, we are in the pentacles. So it takes time in order to get to the pentacles, right? But at the end, the King of Pentacles is the most stable leader at the end of the day, right? Because time is not just lost, right? When I hear people say, "Yeah, I spent too much time there. I lost time there." Very often we are not losing time because during this time we are observing, we are learning, we are learning about ourselves also, our own ability to endure or whatever it may be, right? So time is never truly lost because energy is in movement all the time. So with the King of Pentacles here, there is some kind of leading quality that you have reached with time, accumulated a lot of experiences, putting you in this very stable leader position, and it all comes from the place of being able to see things clearly, right? Going back to what I said before about losing time, you know, if you were in a toxic relationship, if you have tolerated a lot of things, right? Think about what you have learned in the way, right? Truly, it's important. And then I looked at the back of the reading, and first I saw the High Priestess in reverse, and then I saw here it's the High Priest, but we are talking about the Hierophant, right? It's the same. So those two here, right? We are talking about people that you might have listened to them, trusted them, maybe fill in the blanks in what wasn't said, interpreted their words through your own perception. And if you are somebody who is paying attention to what you say, if you are talking in a trustworthy manner, trying to be precise with your words, you might have projected it there, right? But with the High Priestess here in reverse, we are talking about somebody who has secrets, who are hiding a part of them. And here with the High Priest in reverse, we are talking about, we had this card yesterday also, right? We are talking about someone who wants authority. It's my way or the highway, but you better take the highway, because we are talking here about somebody dogmatic, somebody stubborn, somebody that wants to have authority, but they shouldn't have authority, right? So at the end of the day, this is maybe what created this imbalance in your life. The Eight of Swords, being in this mental prison. This is why you needed to find this balance, right? Because you might have trusted those people, whoever we are talking about here, while in fact they were not acting from a place of alignment, right? Justice is in reverse here. So let's get a little bit more cards. We will take 9 cards, and then we will get into the tarot and get more information about all of those. Okay. This is the sun here, right? The sun is talking about seeing things for what it is, right? It's clarity. It talks also about your inner child, right? The energy of your inner child, embracing who you truly are, the inner child inside of you, your soul. This is in the path shift, right? The 5th position here for me, it is the path shift. This is the change. The change happened the moment that you see things clearly, right? Tell me here, 6. The Three of Cups. Okay, talking about a healthy environment, what must be done, right? It is revisiting your environment, right? Let's take 3 more. 7, 8, 9. So interesting. So, Temperance in reverse, the Moon, and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So, with the Temperance here in reverse, right, we are once again talking about balance, right? Alchemizing. When you were in this environment, there was no ability to create changes, right? You needed to get to a place where you wouldn't be patient anymore regarding other people, right? This is the thing, right? Because you might have thought, I need to work on myself, I need to become more tolerant, I need to be more understanding, I need this, I need that. At the end of the day, no. At a certain moment, it is just about accepting the truth for what it is, right? Because you trying to be patient and trying to be patient and trying to be patient, at the end of the day, you are abusing yourself, right? There is something about the shift of, okay, I'm done here. I'm done. Like, I see things for what it is, right? Now I am working on my own stability. I understand that in my environment, something here is not okay. It might be it's not fair, or I have to respect rules that don't apply, or I am treated in a very, very unfair way. I need to have a better environment here, right? Because wherever I am, there is no change. With the temperance here, it doesn't matter how much you are pouring in, nothing is happening. And this is kind of, we are in the healing place, right? So it applies to the experience, the group, the relationship that we are talking about here. But once you understand this lesson, you take it with you further, right? It's very interesting because in the place of karma, of manifestation, we have the moon. So, what's written on the card, it is Jacob's dream of Bethel. Doesn't matter. We are talking here about a dream, right? I kind of feel here, right? With the moon, we are talking about a lot of emotions. I kind of feel that we might be talking about the anger that you might have felt and the frustration, being very, very confused, right? There is here two messages that are coming to me. First of all, if you are confused, it is a sign of toxicity. If you are just confused and you are not asking any questions, then it's on you, right? But if you are trying to lift the confusion and you don't get the answers that you need, this is a sign for you that you are not in a safe environment, right? This is a sign. There is also here something else that is coming to me. And because with the moon, we are talking also about illusions, delusions, confusion, hiding some things. And I kind of feel, that at the end of the day, it's also important when you are dealing here with people who are using your mind in order to keep you in some kind of stress, some kind of mental prison, it is important for you to protect your emotions and your inner world. You don't have to be transparent with everybody, right? You don't have to. You are not lying because you are keeping things about yourself to yourself, right? So I kind of feel here that this is truly maybe telling you, I kind of feel that maybe somebody needs to hear it. You don't have to share everything that you think. You don't owe your full transparency to people who are using it against you, right? And then we have the Ten of Pentacles here in reverse. Kind of reflecting to me, we had the Ten of Pentacles also yesterday in the reading. It was in the upright twice. Here it is in reverse. I kind of feel here that there is something about being ready to step back from your environment if you feel that you need to put your energy all the time in maintaining some kind of balance, right? If you are all the time angry, you are all the time frustrated, this, first of all, it's a sign that you need to heal from something, right? But there is maybe something also with your environment, right? You know, we are saying that so many people are going to therapy because the people that should truly go to therapy, they are not going to therapy, right? So here I cannot not say that, considering that we have this Three of Cups here talking about the environment, right? And having in the second place the Justice here in reverse. So people who are not living from their higher self, people that you cannot trust, yeah, people who are not being how do we say, I'm searching for a word, I don't like it when I'm searching for a word and I can't find it. Wow. You know, no morality, no ethics, no values, they are lying, they are gaslighting, they are projecting, they are shutting you down. They are, you know, when you are coming and you know, they are not the example, right? You are not vibing on the same vibe. Let's say it this way, right? So let's get a little bit more information about all of this. So, the Two of Pentacles. What should we know here about this Two of Pentacles? Let's see. Let's see. The Two of Pentacles. Tell me. Healing. Healing. Okay, listen. We have the Ten of Wands here, right? It kind of feels that you took on yourself, or people have put on yourself, on you, some kind of burdens that are not yours to carry, right? Having those two cards together, I kind of feel also that you might have gotten to a place where you might have prayed to yourself not to feel anymore, right? Because feeling was too painful. So maybe you might have wished that you could numb yourself, right? Because of all those burdens, when in fact it's not about numbing yourself, right? It is about healing. It's about giving back the burdens that are not yours to carry, giving it back to whoever is meant to carry them, right? Going back to the example that I gave yesterday, right? If, for example, somebody is gay and their family don't accept them, and so they are making them feel shameful, the burden should be on the family, not on the person who is gay. Like, did you choose to be gay? No, you are gay. The problem is them not accepting you for who you are. You don't have to carry the burden, and so what, you will make yourself small and not live your life? Because they are uncomfortable with who you are? Absolutely not. It's their burdens. It's their burdens. You don't have to live a life where you need to numb who you are in order to be accepted by people who are supposed to love you. Can you see all the cards? Yes, you can. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Justice in reverse. Yeah. Listen, the King of Cups came out like this. I will turn it clockwise, right? But here, the main issue here, I truly feel that I'm talking to a cycle breaker, a scapegoat, a black sheep. Why? Because the main issue of dysfunctional families, it is the ability of the scapegoat, who becomes the scapegoat, to see through the bullshit, right? It is the most empathetic one. It is often the person that has some kind of psychic ability, or they have some kind of sensitivity, or they are very much connected to their higher self. They become the scapegoat. Why? because the whole system that is toxic, they want to shut them down, right? Yeah, the King of Cups in reverse, emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation. And I truly feel here, considering what we have here, that the emotional manipulation was all about making you feel that you were not okay. And then we have the smear campaign card here, right? This is all about not only trying to convince you that you are the problem, but also speaking to the environment and painting you in such a light that when you turn to your larger environment to get some kind of support, you don't get it because they came before and they have presented you in such a light that you won't, it will just put you deeper and deeper and deeper in this mental prison. I often see online, you should talk about what you are going through and this and that and that. If you are going through a smear campaign, talking to other people of your environment will just destroy you and traumatize you even more, right? Because the support, the clarity that you are hoping to see, you won't see it. Why? Because there was a whole narrative that was built for you to continue to doubt yourself. So it's doing the opposite of what it is supposed to do, right? So talking, yes, but it depends to who. And if it's your environment and you know that you are dealing with a dysfunctional family, first of all, if already you are fragile, right, you truly need to pay attention who you are talking to. Truly. Because you are already traumatized, and if it is not received the way that you need it to be received, it can be just more traumatizing. And sometimes it's not even that people have been nourished by the fake narrative, right? That they are part of the smear campaign. But most people don't truly know how to be supportive, right? Because they are themselves unhealed. They are themselves stuck by all kind of beliefs. You know what I mean? So it doesn't always come from a negative place. Sometimes they just don't know how to handle, to say the right words, to listen, because sometimes all we need it is just someone to listen to us and embrace our story, right? Not so easy to find. Wait, there are two cards here that fell. I have to look at them. The Five of Pentacles in reverse, taking yourself out of a miserable place in the cold with healthy relationships. With healthy relationships. Wait, because those cards fell, I feel the need to shuffle. Let's see the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords. Listen. We have again the Hierophant in reverse. And the Five of Swords. You were dealing with people with who it is impossible to talk. When I see the Five of Swords in reverse, this is the card telling me this is a person. Don't even try. Don't even try to have a healthy conversation with them. All they care about, it is to win. It's to win. They are manipulators, they are liars, they don't care about the hurt that they cause, they want to win the argument. That's it, that's all. Yeah. You gave authority to the words of someone that is corrupted, that is dogmatic, that is rigid. Yeah. There is no talk. I'm attracted to the moon card here, right? Because this is exactly that. When I saw the moon and I had this download talking about the fact that you don't have to be transparent with everyone and you don't need to share everything with anyone, this is exactly what I was thinking about, Those people that whatever you say, they will use it against you. They are not honest. It's not about honesty. It's not about connection. It's about ego. It's about control. And it's about winning. So there is no, like you are burning your energies there. And re-traumatizing yourself, right? Just becoming more and more and more frustrated. Me, there are people that I know that I will never, ever have a conversation, a discussion with them. I know. There is no point. There is no point. I won't do that to myself. Why should I? All they want it is to put us in this mental prison, right? This is their goal. So it's a no. This is self-respect, you know. We are talking about self-respect in all kind of way, but this is self-respect. Knowing that someone is not worth your energy. It's not worth trying to have a discussion with them. It's not worth it. I'm not putting myself there. You cannot pay me no price for me to put myself into a discussion with those people. It's a no. The King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. Yeah, listen. There is here, with the king, right, we are with an individuality, right? We are with a leader. A leader is alone, right? You know, one of the things that, it's a sad reality, but it's a reality, right? The highest you get, right, in a spiritual level, in a level of understanding, of all those kind of things, right? The lonelier it becomes, right? I realized at a certain moment that I couldn't ask advice from other people. I wanted advice, right? I wanted it because I wanted to have some kind of inspiration. I wanted, you know, sometimes you need a fresh perspective. But when I'm talking with people who have absolutely no understanding of anything, they are unable to hear the reality because everything is going through the filters of their own fears, right? You know, and I was thinking, you know, I'm positive. I said, okay, maybe the highest will send through their mouth some kind of message to me, you know? Because sometimes the person doesn't even need to understand. Maybe they will say something that will create a aha moment, you know? Then I was trying, and at a certain moment I understood. Regarding a car, yes, I can ask advice regarding a car. Regarding repairing my window, yes, I can ask. Repainting my apartment, I can. But regarding true matters of the heart and of the soul, I can't. I can't. Right? So here you become the King of Pentacles, right? The moment that you stop giving authority to other people. We are with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So we might be talking about a toxic family. We might be talking about a toxic circle around you, right? It kind of feels that the people that we are talking about here, it's people that are in inner conflicts, right? They are in inner conflicts, and all they are bringing is the result of their inner conflicts, right? Okay. Let's see what we are getting here with the Sun. So this is truly telling me, right? The leader stands by itself. It makes the decision by itself, right? Especially that those cards are telling me here that you are dealing with toxicity, you are dealing with lack of self-love, self-respect, self-worth, not you, your environment. This is a very toxic environment. The Ten of Cups in reverse and the Five of Wands. People that are, you know, with the Five of Wands, we talk about fight, competition, all those kind of things, right? But I truly take it here more as people being very, very self-centered, very self-centered. This reflects to me more on their inner energy, right? They are not at peace. They are not at peace, and it doesn't feel like they are doing something about it. They are not. I kind of feel something stuck. They are putting the burdens on you. They don't want to deal with their own heart space, so they are putting the burdens on you. It's all about emotional manipulation, maintaining some kind of control, winning at all cost from people that want to have some kind of authority, but it's my way or the highway. They are very rigid. All that we have here, it's not positive. There is nothing positive here. It's all about dysfunctionality, right? Abuse even. Let's see here, the sun. The sun. Amazing. Amazing. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. This is stop trying to have a conversation with them. This might also mean no contact, right? No contact. The Eight of Swords in reverse. Where is our Eight of Swords here? The Eight of Swords in reverse. The moment that you block out the energy, right? And for everyone, it will mean something else, right? For some people, it will mean going no contact. For some people, it will just be learning not to answer to the phone all the time, not answering to their provocations, not trying to have a discussion, trying to convince them of some kind of perception that you have that they will never accept. It doesn't matter, but the moment that you block those energies from coming to you, when you stop absorbing what they are telling you, you are getting out of this mental prison. You are regaining your mental clarity, and when you regain your mental clarity, you regain your individuality, your freedom, and your strength, right? Very important. This is also telling me something else, I have to say. The moment that you are blocking them out, seeing the truth for what it is, right? They know that they are losing control over you, right? And this is why they might even insist more. And we have this smear campaign here. With this smear campaign here, right, and the King of Cups, it kind of feels to me that I'm talking to somebody who is already in the... you are not numb, right? You are not... You might be in this battle with them, right? Because they are starting their smear campaign very often the moment when they realize that you are starting to ask uncomfortable questions, right? Or you are bringing up some kind of memories that makes them feel uncomfortable, right? When you are complying with everything and being in your mental prison and thinking that you are the problem and not bringing anything to them, not asking them to take some kind of responsibility, accountability, or even just the moment that they realize that you are questioning your environment, this is when they are already starting to do the smear campaign, right? This is when they are starting. So they might have just been more and more aggressive in trying to burden you, to keep you stuck, the moment that you started, the first time that you started to react, right? Okay, let's see here. No, I don't need to shuffle. The Three of Cups. Yeah, listen. It's beautiful. I said, the Three of Cups, what must be done, what you need, it is a safe environment, right? A supportive environment. People who love you for who you are, who accept you for who you are, who want to see you winning, right? And if it is not that, total ending, right? The death card in reverse, this is, okay, I see what it is. I'm not even trying to transform whatever there is here, right? There is no place for that. I'm dealing here with people that want to win at all cost, right? They will say whatever they need to say in order to win at all cost. They will try to emotionally manipulate me. They will make me carry the burdens, right? This is what is going to happen. So this is a release, in fact, right? You are just stopping to fight for a transformation. The devil in reverse, healing, releasing the bond, right? Because I remember that I said it to my mother one day. She said, yeah, I'm tired that you are always bringing up the past. You know, those people that you are trying to have a discussion about a situation and you can never have this discussion because they are unable, Five of Swords energy, to have this discussion. And so when you bring it up once again because the subject was not discussed the right way, you are always creating problems. No, we never truly discuss the problem. But at the end of the day, this is what they are saying, right? And I told her once, I said, you know, the day that I will not bring it up anymore, it will mean that I am not fighting for our connection anymore. It means that you lost me. You lost me. I'm fighting because it's important, right? At a certain moment, I understood all of this. I went through it. I understood, right? I cut the bond. Cutting the bond, not giving them any, not allowing them to impact your emotions, right? You don't give them power over your thoughts, about your emotions, and sometimes it's not possible, right? When it's your family, it's very difficult, right? They have created the triggers and they know how to push on the buttons. So sometimes when this is what you are dealing with, you have no other choice but to go no contact, right? We are not, you know, some people say, yeah, it's your family, it's this, it's that. Yes, but at the end of the day, would you get into a room, put yourself in the situation that you would put yourself in a room, if, for example, just an example, right, with your rapist? You wouldn't do that, right? So why? Because it's family, then you have to accept it. You understand? When you are bringing it to some, will you put yourself in the room with an unaliver? No, you wouldn't. Right? And if you are in the room with the unaliver, you are stressed out, obviously, because you know that you are in danger. So why would you put yourself in a situation of danger? But some people don't understand that. They don't understand trauma. They don't understand abuse. They don't understand all those things, right? They think that you can just, cut the bond and it's all and it's over, right? It's on you not to react. Yeah, I will walk on your foot, with a high heel, and I will tell you it's on you not to react. I will break your arm and I will tell you it's on you not to react. It hurts? No, it's in your mind. You understand what I mean here? So yeah, listen. It's about truly cutting the bond and learning from this experience in order to create for yourself an environment that is healthy and safe for you. Temperance in reverse. Tell me. Listen, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. It's exactly that. Those people are keeping you in a lack of balance because nothing is moving. There is no movement. There is no movement. And if you try to create a movement with people who don't want to listen, they don't want to move, it's comfortable the way that it is, they think that you have to make all the work, it's a no. It's a no. Temperance in reverse, there is no way to alchemize. There is none. There is none. They are uncomfortable with the lack of balance that you are experiencing dealing with them. They want you to stay out of balance. It's on you, it's not their problem. Right? It's not their problem, they don't care. Okay. The moon, tell me the moon. Yeah, this, I love it. I love it, listen. When you are dealing with people who are playing the victim, right? Emotionally immature, it's on you. It's on you to be intelligent and aware enough not to deal with that. Not to deal with that, right? With the Queen of Cups here in reverse, we are talking about someone who is always the victim, right? They are stuck in victim's mentality. They are emotionally unstable, right? They will suddenly cry when you say something that is uncomfortable for them. We might talk about a full-blown adult, right? We are talking about a full-blown adult, right? They will use their tears in order to shut you down, right? This is no awareness, no self-awareness, no intuition, no lack of emotional maturity. It might be somebody who's totally emotionally numb, but they are using their emotions in order to manipulate situations here, right? It's on you. It's on you. Use your intelligence. Use your intelligence. You have experience here. Use your intelligence. Protect yourself. I truly see this moon here as protection. And I kind of feel that their karma, it is now that they won't be able to put you, to manipulate you because you will not give them access to the information that they want, right? And if you are here, be prepared for the smear campaign, right? It won't go down, but the smear campaign was already there. Maybe you didn't know it and now you will know it, but the smear campaign was already there. But they want to have access to you because they want to be able to emotionally manipulate you, right? So, this is mental clarity, right? With the King of Swords, this is, I know what's going on here, and I'm using my intelligence and my clarity in order to take the right decisions, right? I kind of feel that we are truly talking about a hiding part of your life. I had someone in the comments, maybe you will recognize yourself. I kind of feel that it's somebody quite young and they are living with their parents, right? And it is toxic. It's toxic, right? They ask, what's the best advice that you can give me? I said, if you are stuck there, maintain your life as private as possible. Don't say too much. Say the minimum of the minimum. Because whatever you will say, they will use it in order to hurt you and emotionally manipulate you. So don't give them meat. Don't give them food. Let them build their story based on nothing. Right? The 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, they are in grief now. They are in grief because you don't want to participate to whatever toxicity they need you to be part of, right? This is the outcome. The outcome, it is, yes, there is some kind of breakage of the family, the community. At the end of the day, you know what? I'm looking at this card, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is the cycle breaker. This is the cycle breaker. I never saw it this way, but this is what it is. In the context of what we have here, this is the cycle breaker. Because this card is talking about legacy, but what when the legacy is toxic? It's a no. It's a no. There is here something about grieving. if we are talking about family, there is grieving the fact that they were never working with you. They were always working against you. Okay, let's go to closure here. Closure, please. Look. 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 They are keeping you stuck in a negative energy. I don't know if negative is the right word. They are keeping you in a doubting energy, in an unstable energy. This is what they are doing. Look here, listen, we have the Empress and we have the Six of Wands. This is abundance. You can be a masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. The Empress here, this is embodying who you truly are. And you can only do it once you accept to grieve those relationships where people are working against you. Then you embody yourself. And I already told you that, right, in another reading. But, you know, those situations are weakening us terribly, right? Terribly. But once we heal of those situations, we are much, much stronger, much more aware, much more self-aware. We have much more understanding, much more capabilities, abilities than most people. Also, I also talked about that, the happiness, right? You know, I had somebody, this is what I shared with you, I think, that asked me, are you happy? I said, you know, first of all, I am a happy nature, right? This is how I was born. But anyway, just the fact that I feel safe, that I don't have to deal with the toxicity that I was dealing with, this enough, this is happiness by itself. This is happiness by itself, you know? When you were forced to find some kind of happiness in a very difficult environment, when you are not dealing with this environment anymore, the lightness that you feel, this is happiness. When you truly, truly suffered in your life, your ability of feeling happiness is above the normal, right? Above the normal. Simply. Listen, we have here, I love to see the Six of Wands here, right? Because we are talking here about a victory, but it is a public recognition. I love to see it simply because we have here the smear campaign, right? So they are trying to destroy you, right? Because they are trying to protect themselves in some kind of way. We are talking here, you know, people who are in this energy, they are very status-driven, power-driven, ego-driven, very prideful, all those kind of things. This is why they're doing the smear campaign, right? So I love to see that there is also a public recognition, right, of who you truly are. The Empress energy, it's beautiful. It's somebody loving, caring, emotionally mature, aligned, abundant. It's all the queens together. Intelligent, caring, stable, a manifester. It's all of it together, right? And you can be a masculine, as said, and be in the Empress energy. But you can embody that. You cannot, this is what they don't want you to embody, in fact, right? This is why it is so important to block out their ability to impact you. your emotions or your mind. And if there is no way to get there, you know, I'm a healer. I kind of think that you know that I have some kind of degree of understanding. I'm also not 20 years old, right? I'm 50 plus. For me, it was impossible. Like, I wouldn't put myself in a situation with those toxic people. I am no contact. Right? I suffered enough. I won't put myself in a situation where I continue to endure whatever I am enduring, feeling unsafe for the comfort of those same people who don't give a shit about my comfort. I won't do that to myself. Simple. And I'm not telling you that you need to go no contact. Anyway, nobody can tell nobody to go no contact, right? It's not something that is easy to do, and we do it when the time comes, if the time comes, if it's the right response for you, right? But I'm just saying that if you feel the need to go no contact and you think that you are weak, I don't think that I am weak because I went no contact. I think that I am it's the healthiest choice considering what I dealt with. And it's the healed choice. Why should I put myself in the hands of people who don't care about me, where they don't want me to be comfortable, they don't want to see me in my power, they want to put me in a mental prison, and they want to emotionally manipulate me? Right? I won't. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Simply. Right? And there is a high price to pay for that, right? Because of that, I also am not in contact with people that I would like to be in contact with. But no regrets. No regrets. Right? So listen, it's beautiful. We are ending here on a perfect note. Perfect note. Right? So if they are trying to make you doubt of yourself and fear-mongering you, right? It's just because this is what they are afraid of. They are afraid to see you in your power, and especially that people will celebrate you for who you truly are. They cannot have that. You understand? Yeah. The moment that you accept to see the truth clearly, the moment that you see things clearly, you accept. Sometimes it's not about accepting, it's about being able to see things clearly. That's it. You free your energy. You free your energy. There is healing here. Yeah, the truth, seeing the truth. Then you are blocking their strategy. It's over and it's done with, and you are healing your inner child. You are healing your inner child. Right? That's it, that's all. So listen, I will leave it here. I hope that it was helpful, insightful, maybe even healing. I wish you a beautiful weekend. I'll see you in the comments. Until very, very soon. Bye.